ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first annual episode of Smack Talk TV.
On this episode of Smack Talk TV, our guest will be Headball 304.
What is up, people? It is I, X the Moon Man X.
My name is Parker. Yeah.
They call me K Crazy.
And of course, our guest for the evening is Headboss 304. So, Headboss, we would like to know, where did you get your idea of NBO?
Well, me and my friend No Cards with at the nightclub before King's Casino, and we were brainstorming club name ideas. I wanted to involve the name Nebula. He put Very Own because he's a Drake fanboy, and we put the two together. And yeah.
That's actually pretty interesting. So what fams were you in before NBO?
I was in that for 3 months, and left that for CSK because they were offering PSN cards, and that's the only two fans I've ever been in, and I haven't been in an actual fan for like years.
Well, that's not bad. Basically, in the coming months, they're talking about a group, the group parties that you can be a part of, like the one that we are in right now. They're talking about increasing the size of the parties to like a lot of people. What would you believe would be the positives and
Have one man out feeling like a loner because the party's full, and that's really the only positive I can think about it. Got booters trying to hop in. That's the only really, and it's loud. More people like talking all at once.
That is true. So, what would be your expectations for Nebula Realms in the coming year or months or so?
For God's sake, I really hope they add a navigator. Obviously more spaces, and I mean, I know they have statuses. It would be really cool if they had like an actual club system that you could join. That'd be pretty cool because pretty much anybody can rep whatever you're repping, even though you don't know the person. I could go on and on about stuff they need to add on here, but those are my main things.
That sounds pretty cool. It's on the transitions from fams, because back in the day, a lot of fams, they based all their roasting on a lot of things that were actually going on in the game. And after that, they started getting into like wanting to do cam ups, because cam was added on PS3 around like later in the years. And then it came like a part where people started talking really fast when they roasted. We was trying to figure out, what is your whole perspective on the whole speed roasting thing?
I've always thought that it's stupid. I don't want to use vulgar language, or do I have to keep it polite?
No, you can say what you want.
Okay, I think it's fucking retarded. It's stupid. I think anybody that does that is used to getting an ass whoop on the mic, and so whoever came up with that got their ass handed to them with a bunch of jokes and facts, and just decided to through the whole roasting now. That shit's stupid to me.
So, all the fams that are on the game right now, which one do you believe, besides your own, will have a major influence on the game in the coming months or years or so?
The fam that have the most influence, I might have to go with 3W on that one, because everybody's, I mean, not everyone's going to agree with me, but when it comes to influence, I think it's going to be them, because it's already happening. I mean, everybody's looking at those old ass post-up videos from like 2012, and they want to relive that shit again. So, and plus all these smaller fans keep popping up ever since they started to go bigger. So I think 3W is going to have the biggest influence right now, anyway.
All right, that's a good insight. From PlayStation Home, if there is any particular server that you used to enjoy, which one would you like to see on Nebula Realms?
Man, there's so many. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to a SingStar type of club. I mean, I know they have the Dome, but compared to like a SingStar type of club, it's kind of whack. Like a TV plays actual music. I kind of want that. And a Hollywood Hills type of place.
That sounds pretty cool. Is there any like certain clothing pieces that you miss, or anything that you would like to be on this game as well?
I miss my monkey on my head. I miss that. I can't. I really do. Like, I used to say to people, it's not me typing, it's my monkey bubbling up. I used to say that shit all the time. I'd be like, you're not good enough. I let my monkey roast you.
Yeah.
I miss it so much. I miss like stuff to hold in your hand. I specifically miss my baseball bat with nails. But they need. I don't know. I can go on and on about this too. Suspenders. More jackets. Dude, the shoes on here are atrocious. I'm like, I got like 3 pairs of shoes. They look so.
Exactly.
They look like Sly Cooper PlayStation 2 graphics, like when it comes to the shoes. But that's pretty much my main points on clothing.
All right. Well, there's a lot of things that happened on Home, of course, that had a major influence on Nebula Realms and all that. And there was also other developers like Atom Universe and Four Kings Casinos and Slots. Do you believe that Nebula Realms is going to be the foreground, the main place for everybody's?
So that one. The other Four Kings is if you're bored as hell and you want nothing to do except to gamble imaginary money away. Adams, the graphics are so bad it hurts my eyes. It gives me an aneurysm. So Nebula has a lot more stuff to do, and they keep adding more content by the month, it seems. So this is me obviously going to be the main game.
Do you think like other developers, like back in the day, how Lockwood teamed up with Sony and little companies, well not little, but like UFC and all that kind of stuff, EA, would ever consider teaming up with Zalok Studios, aka Kovac, to put great published items on this game so we can have extra things like we did at Home, like Ted and the Men in Black servers and God of War stuff, stuff along that nature?
I think that if they noticed the success of this game, I think it would be possible that some outside party would influence the servers and games on this. I heard of rumors that like they already turned down outside influences, and I've heard rumors that they're going to have outside parties help out with the game. I think they will if this game ends up being really good.
Do you think, based on the people that played, the testing phase of Nebula Realms, do you think they'll do anything significant for those users that did that? Like how on Home they gave us the closed beta t-shirt and certain closed beta items like trophies and stuff. Do you think they would contribute that to the users that did the testing?
Honestly, I don't think they would unless people emailed them to do it or like suggested it in the emails. But otherwise,
Okay.
I actually don't think they would.
What is your view on the moderation system of Nebula?
Like how the like the rules and all that, like how they.
Just basically how the mods interact with us and execute what they do.
Oh, I think for the most part it's okay. Like some of them are pretty cool, and then you got some of them that really don't like to answer questions. It just depends which one you run into. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Nebu Helper. He seems like the most chill CA, so yeah. But
Alright.
yeah, I think which one you run into.
The cool thing about Nebula Helper, he actually was originally Neo Helper when Neotopia was supposed to come out. He's like one of them guys who actually goes out of his way to help people. But I agree, most people, they're like, kind of schlocky, but what do you think about them ever considering bringing guides? Because community advisors, they're mostly advising, community perspectives. But what about guides who can actually do what they did at Home and direct people to servers, like certain personal spaces to give them tours of it before they buy it and stuff like that?
I think, once again, because they read their emails 24/7, I think if more people emailed them those kind of suggestions, I really think that they would accept people to become guides, like if you applied for them. I think they would.
Alright. Well, Parker, do you have any questions for Head Boss?
Yeah, I got a few. So, beefing. Who would you see yourself beefing?
Beefing. At this point, nobody really wants beef with me, but
Yeah, that is true.
honestly, You know, it's looking like it has to be somebody from 3W. They're the only ones that be running their mouth like that, like the little foot soldiers. I can see me beefing. I can see me beefing a foot soldier from that fam tomorrow. So
Yeah.
they're the only people I can think about right now that I could be in the future contemplation with.
That is true. Well, head boss, I recently have heard about somebody that's in 3W. You know, they call her Kitty. She call herself Kitty. She tried to come up with an exposed video, so-called exposed video of you. How do you feel about that?
I think she needs to grow up and get some sunlight. Because I was just trolling, like, well, I was just walking around with my friends saying, hey, kid, you wanna fuck with us? Because we'll drop all our crystal stacks on you. You wanna live that high life? You fuck with
Yeah.
us. I was just typing some bullshit. And I don't know, I guess they were recording it through a live stream. I mean, if you think that's entertainment, then good for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I honestly really, I'll be on here and I don't really too much see people, often messing with you because I hear about your rep. Now, is there anything that you want to say about your reputation in any way? You know, how guys are scared of you, or, you want to go ahead and clear up the air and tell them, you want to clear up anything?
I'm just gonna say that it might be a little overhyped. It might make me out to be some kind of monster. I'm really not. I think if you have a problem with me, you're obviously a douchebag, because if you're not a douchebag, you don't have a problem with me. Pretty chill. I've been known to come at people very mean. That can happen sometimes, but I mean, for the most part,
Yeah.
my reputation
I mean, what sometimes people gotta understand is that if they want respect, they gotta give you respect. Now, people come at you. I've seen people come at you randomly. They know who you are. They know what you can do. They know that you're a threat, whether they want to accept it or not. They know that you're a threat, but they steady come at you. How do you feel about that?
I think they're just, once again, they looked up some old PS Home clips and saw
Yeah.
what they would do as badasses in the KD, and I think they want to relive that. They want to be the next KD warrior, and they want people to be like, hey, Taz, man, that Taz dude's a hitter. Yo, I want to be just like him. Like they want that kind of recognition. So
Yeah.
I think they'd be willing to get. I think they'd be willing to let their mother get kidnapped and held for ransom as long as they can keep doing that. I don't think anything will stop anybody from doing that. I just think they just want some attention. Nothing's gonna stop it.
So, like, not to butt in on it, but like, addressing this topic, do you think these people that are coming on this game to gain that attention, because we know they're attention seekers, do you think it's ruining what fams originally were supposed to be?
Oh yeah, they ruined that a long time ago. Yeah, I think it is, definitely. I remember on Home it used to be these little like mafia role players, Assassin's Creed role players, Ninja role players. Like, and they used to just be role playing. Like instead of roasting, you'd see like the rival mafia fans, like the Godfather, just point their fake guns at each other and type up blam blam. Now it's turned into asking and begging for somebody's phone number, then paying $5 on white pages to look up their address. It's not that fun anymore.
All right, well, head buzz. Talking about that, I got a recent question to ask you. All right.
Okay.
Now, not gonna bring up past beef. How do you feel about people that cannot afford to put $5 on Nebula to, get them an outfit? How do you feel about that?
I mean, as long as you, if you want to just see how the game is before you invest your money, I respect that. But if you're gonna walk around and say you're no life because you have clothes, then you should shut the fuck up and get yourself some like $5, dude. You don't even have to have a job to get $5, man. Like, just
for $5.
Get an outfit. That's my opinion.
And I got another
Like,
question.
What about... You got it,
Oh, go ahead, Mo.
Well, I was just gonna address that same thing. I mean, I don't want to
Okay.
go off topic, but those same people that do all that kind of stuff, like, let's say you was to get into an argument with them, head boss. I'm just gonna give you a scenario, and this person you find on YouTube or you find secondhand, but you still know it's accurate information because there's proof of it. and they say something like "fuck NBO" or "fuck you" intentionally, and you go to this person and you handle it. What do you think about it when you're handling it, and they all of a sudden want to see your money?
Oh man, I don't know who's I. Oh god, I don't know who. I don't know what fuck nigga started that on home, but dude, I
Yeah.
think whoever started that got the income tax and was like, I'm gonna start a new trend. Whenever I get my ass beat, I'm gonna flex this 1K. Like, yeah. I mean, if you got a job, I mean, dog, if you could work like barely above minimum wage, there's like $500 paycheck at the end of every 2 weeks. And that's
Yeah.
a decent amount of money for a camo. I mean, you don't gotta be rich to have a decent money for camo. Plus, when you're older and more mature, you open up this thing called a bank account, right? And you put your money in that, and you use a credit card or debit card or whatever the fuck. I mean, I don't know what dude has like 10K just in cash sitting around unless they're a fucking coke lord ready for
Exactly.
camo.
I don't
Yeah.
know. We
Who
already
started
talked
that?
about that. But the fucked up thing about that is just now, I don't know if anybody can see the chat log,
So
but
it's
someone
fuck-
from RPM just came in and said, "Fuck you, MTO. Wolf Chop okay on you."
Now, hold on, Mo. Let me speak on that myself. I know Head Boss is the guest, but let me speak on that. Anyone that drops 1K, you know, if you play home,
check.
you would think that is cash. This man dropped a 1K with a check.
Fucking check.
With a check. All right. Now let's go back to the. Let's go back to Head Boss before I get out of line. Alright, but,
so what was the question you were asking about that chat log?
Parker, did you have a question?
Yo, Head Boss. Yeah, I got a question. All right, now how do you feel about people that are OGs from home that took that took 3 years out of their time, out of their life, to go and collect a whole bunch of money just to wait till Nebula gets on and to repop that same amount of money over and over and over and over again? How does that make how would you think that their reputation kind of turns into, you know, after a point of time, after a point, popping the same amount of money?
It depends. Like, there's gonna be some people who are so weird that they're still gonna say, "Wow, that guy always has money on him. He must be rich." And then there's gonna be people like me who are like, "Wow, that dude's a loser. Who the fuck keeps the same amount of cash for camos?" They want to be the next LJ and NY Toxic or something like that. They just want that reputation for always having money for cam ups. That's all it is. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is kind of
Yeah, I
true.
agree.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
K Crazy has some good questions.
Yeah, Kid Crazy, you got questions?
Well, I'm just gonna be general for quick sec. So, Head Boss, how was your fucking day? How was your day?
It's pretty slow.
We all get that sometimes. Now to get into the more serious questions, what do you think about fan beef? Just fans going at it for no apparent reason.
Well, I mean, everybody needs an entertainment. I mean, I think it's funny for the first 20 minutes or so. Then there's always that one side that just starts getting a little repetitive. Then it's just like, hey, you should just either stop talking or say something funnier. But that never happens, so it's usually they should just stop typing. Basically, long answer short, I just think that it's funny for a little bit, but then it gets old. And that's how I feel about it.
But, you know, talking about that same topic, what do you think about the people who we know, you know, they like to be prominently known by beefing, when they come into the group and they use the same jokes that they always use?
Man, how do I feel about that? Corny. That's the best word I can say. That's corny. I mean, what makes it irritating is, like, I think people know that they're not going to get called out on it by their own fan members, which they should, but they're not. So people like me or anyone with common sense has to point that out, like, hey, you used the same joke from like 3 years ago, buddy. Like, what are you doing? It just kind of shows that they're unoriginal. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
I agree. Alright, Crazy, you can go ahead.
Well, since Head Boss, you're not in any beef right now, are you?
I wouldn't call it real beef. I'm in some little 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 conflicting confrontations, just little dramas here and there. I wouldn't consider it beef, just little stupid shit.
Did your fam try and stay out of beef? Do you guys just try and be like the sidelines of bystanders? Or do you guys like try and go right at them?
We try to be bystanders. It doesn't work. Nobody can take jokes.
That is true.
This is real life for some people. So,
Speaking of that,
yeah.
what do you think about what do you think about these people whenever me and Parker go into a beef and you guys obviously have the same issues with the same people as us, and we all go at that person and they automatically assume that UMTO is protecting MVO or MVO is protecting UMTO. What is your views on that?
I think it's odd. I think they, in the low-key sense, I think low-key that they know it's not true. They just have to say something to make themselves feel better for getting beat up on the KB. So that's my view on it. And if they really think that, then they're not in the loop. They're a nobody if they really believe that. They're not in the loop.
Alright, Crazy. You have another question, right?
Yeah. I was gonna ask, what's it like to be in top? You're in NBA, but you're also in top. So what's being in top like?
I think top is just a really good way of staying in the loop. You're always in the loop.
Quote unquote. What do you think about people who look at top and they either inspired to want to be in TOP, even when they don't want to admit it, but the ones that always try to, there's people that are going to say bad things about it, of course. But what do you think about the ones who falsely claim to be TOP?
I think they just want, I just want a little attention. Like, I think what they want is, like, if they rep the tag, they'd want somebody that runs top to walk up to them and be like, hey, I see you're repping a top tag. Would you like to be TOP too? Like, I think that's what they want, but they're not getting it. And plus,
Exactly.
I bet they like getting asked, are you in top? And then they could just be like, well, I know somebody in there, so yeah, I guess you could say I am. Like, I think that's what why they rep that. In my opinion, again, I think it's corny. And that they should be original.
I do agree with that. Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fans that are obviously new to the game. We're seeing a lot of brand new, different names we've never seen before. But what do you think about certain old heads coming back? Like, which ones would you like to see come back?
I wish I could say I want to see them come back, but honestly, probably none of them. Because the ones that I knew, the old heads that I knew, I mean, they could be cool, but it's like, there's no chill. It's like they'll come 1 year and they start off as chill, but then they gotta flex that whole history lesson to you. Like, I did this on home. Do you know who you're speaking to? Like, I hate that shit. But if I had to choose an old head that I actually was familiar with, I'd probably have to say FaZe. Even though I never really knew him like that, he was the most talked about. No, I don't care if anyone wants to say that's not true. He was the most talked about old head, I'd have to say, out of most people that I've come across. Honestly, I think it's debatable that he was talked about more than Artiz was, or A-Rod, or any of them. I think he was the most talked about. I always hear he was a pedo, he fucked a child, he met up with somebody in real life, he did this and that, he did this and that, he has cancer, he has AIDS. I hear all kinds of shit about the dude, so if I wanted to see something interesting happen, I'd rather see him come back.
That's pretty cool. That's a good choice. I like that one. Anyways, speaking of A-Rod, I got a personal question. Since we know you were actually CSK, what was it like? Because I know you're not with him anymore, you have a lot of problems with him. How much the time of day did CSK have meetings against other fans?
Oh man, like I think it was like twice a week. Yeah, like, we had about like twice a week or something like that. Yeah, like I remember when I was in CSS, Cash Money Savages maybe have like a meeting like twice a week, and it was always I remember we had one meeting about KB beefing with 3W and what we should do, and they were like, this one chick named CSK, well, her name was Ella, I forget her actual username, but she was like, listen, we don't recruit anybody that's level 1, and we don't care if they have a mic, but they need to have a KB. And next time I see you guys standing there, and you guys are not backing us up, you're getting D ranks. You understand that? I have a 4.0 GPA, and I still have time to hop on anytime I'm called. And the KB, I don't care if you don't even know what's going on. You get on that KB, and you help your fam. Otherwise, you're getting D ranked. Like, so yeah, there's all kinds of. We had all kinds of topics about what we should do against other fans. All kinds.
That's entertaining.
Yeah.
Out of all the fams when you were in CSK, which ones did A-Rod, Fat Cat on? Which ones did they believe that they had the most beef with?
Honestly, I think it would be UMTO.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think they made the most videos about UMTO, K, and fuck UMTO. Plus, there was one post-up video where someone from UMTO fucking, I think, on the dislike botted the fuck out of one of the post-up vids, so they turned off the like and dislike ratio because somebody from UMTO was fucking with the dislike button on their post-up. I mean, they didn't like 3W that much either, but I swear it was always something about UMTO going down between them, so I think it was UMTO that they had the most beef with.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
before we close this out, because it's about time to wrap it up, we're going to start this thing that we do. We're going to ask you a simple question. It's going to be marry, fuck, kill.
Oh, no.
man.
So, we're going to give you 3 women. We're not going to go homosexual on you. We're going to give you 3 women. You just got to pick which one you want to marry, which one you want to fuck, and which one you want to kill. So,
Okay.
our first woman is none other than TRM Dark Knight Girl.
Oh.
Our second one is
Diamond Girl.
No. Our second one is Juggalette, and
Oh,
then our third one is Mandy Sue Smith.
What the? Alright, I think I actually know my answer.
That's a setup.
automatically for these. It's cool though. Alright, so I think I'd right off the bat kill Dark Knight right off the bat. I would marry Juggalette because you don't have to fuck anybody you marry, so I would marry her. That cancels her out. Now I'm gonna have to take one for the team and fuck Mandy Sue because she looks the best out of all of them, even though that's not saying much. I fuck her. That was actually a pretty easy question.
Oh my god, that is great. Well, before we wrap it up officially, is there any closing statements, as in any shout-outs you want to give or anything like that?
Well, shout out to everyone who made this entertaining interview. Shout out to obviously my club, NBO. Shout out to BSS because they know how to be cool and fun and mind their business. Pretty much, shout out to most people. Fuck 3W Foot Soldiers. I gotta say that. I'm sorry. I gotta say that out of my head. And fuck Purple Clouds. Okay.
All right, looks like that's a wrap, Parker. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank everybody in this lovely crowd for joining us on this stupendous event, this annual show of Smack Talk TV. And as always, we will see every single one of you in the next video. Peace out,